make it possible to spare time and make themselves physically present over here. May I request all of you to kindly clap for your success. Your success. It's his success, it is his success, it is her success. Success is your birthright. Success is your birthright. Success is our birthright. Yes or yes? Success is our birthright. We are born to succeed, ladies and gentlemen. And the next session is all about success. We are going to create future by understanding the possibilities of flexo technology. What is there waiting for us? To begin with, we have chosen the best topic, being the first topic to be taken in the possibilities section. And to present this marvelous subject, the most innovative trend, we have got an international speaker who has got over 25 years of experience in printing and packaging. He serves as a senior lecturer in packaging, converting, and printing at Tampere University, Finland. He has done a lot of work as internationally recognized consultant on expanded color gamut printing technology. He has co-founded the Finnish Packaging Printing Committee, and he has chaired that also for a large number of years. In 21, he published his doctoral thesis, Evaluation of Expanded Gamut Printing in Flexography. May I request all of you to put your hands together for Dr. Kai Lankinen. Ladies and gentlemen, sir, the stage is yours, Dr. Kai.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Just arrived. My plane was 2 hours late, so I missed some opening sessions that I would like to have heard. But now we speak about ECG and the flexo heartbeat. When we look what ECG means, actually for the people, other people than you here, it means electrocardiographic. And that is something to check the health and pulse that you are alive. But for us here, it means expanded color gamut. The way how we do flexo printing more efficient, flexible, and sustainable. Based on process printing, we skip the spot colors. We keep the CMYK, of course, like the basis. But then we add there orange, green, and violet to these 4 colors so that it becomes 7 basic colors or primary colors. And these, it's good to notice that with CMYK, we already cover about 55% of the spot colors, what would be needed. But then when something is needed in the area of orange, so then we take orange as a primary color. Then when we need something in green, we take that, and then the same thing for the violet. And it's good to notice that many packaging that needs orange, they don't currently need green or violet, so we don't need those, and it can be like 5 colors. Therefore, the traditional way is changing ink between the print runs, adjusting the press, printing, and again changing the ink. But in expanded gamut, because we can call it a fixed color palette, the ink stays in the printing press all the time. It's like a digital printing in that way, and we can also call it as a digital flexo or digitalizing flexo. So therefore, we just adjust, print, change the plates, print, change the plates, registration, pressure, and so on. So within the same time, we can do multiple jobs more than with the spot colors. As mentioned, thank you, so it took quite a while. I started already 2004 thinking that there must be a way to make this better and more efficient and faster than what I saw at that time, 2004. So I focused on expanded Kalokamut, and noticed that actually this way we avoid the changes and we release a lot of production time without adding more hours. With the same hours we can deliver more. So during the years I was looking what everything it can be do, because this information I didn't find it easily. So I collected everything in the book, and by the way you can download that for free there. It's 200 pages. So OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, increased remarkably. Setup time was reduced drastically. Also the waste, and waste is money, waste is sustainability, that was reduced significantly. That all can be calculated as a carbon footprint, and the brand owners want to hear it, and nowadays it's more and more important to tell how many kilograms we are saving of CO2, not only the percentage. Total area coverage, of course, can be smaller, and I would say the lighter the colors, the more you will save. Number of inks will be reduced. Also, when co-printing is done, then even more. So this figure, I'm typically not able to say it, but it stands in my book, so it's written, it's black on white, and therefore it's true. So in European scale, €500,000 to 1.3 million euro per year per one printing press. So if a printing company has 4 printing presses, it's 2 million to 4 million euros per year cost saving, money. Now for this, thank you for inviting me to here. So I decided to put all that information onto one slide, and it's here. This is totally new. I will not go through all the details, but it starts with the idea, let's skip the spot colors. And I'm saying, do it only when it's possible, because when it's not possible, there is no sense to make it. Just make it when it's possible. And also, second, it needs to be economically viable and wise. So if there is no sense, economical benefit, don't do it. So after you have found the jobs, then of course process stabilization. That means money, because less variation, less waste, all that. Press characterization needs to be robust. Also the color separation needs to be clever. Not just whatever, but something clever. Then the proof is your best friend. When you make the proof and you send it to the brand owner and the customer, they say, this is good, I'll sign it. And then when it goes to the press, it needs to be one-to-one. If it's not one-to-one, something has changed and its process is no longer stable. So that's an important point, and this was especially important during the COVID times, because people didn't want to travel. They wanted to see what comes out, what you see is what you get, and then the press was delivering it. Fixed inkset we spoke about, and minimizing the amount of ink, making it as strong as possible. Too often there is this flexo edge, halo effect, and I don't like it at all. I don't see that so often in my jobs, with my magnifying glass, because I'm reducing the ink, and we are reducing the ink as much as possible and making the ink higher concentration. So it means low ink volume, cost saving, better quality, easier drying. Now we can start talking about water-based inks on plastics and etc., etc. So it opens a lot of possibilities. And of course, aniloxis needs to be stable also. Thanks, we have the surface screenings. We have micro screening on, especially on the flat top dot plates. And then we can use even stochastic screening. Both these are making the darker darker and lighter lighter, so the dynamic range is growing, and therefore we can cover a bigger gamut. So it means quick setup, and this is important, first print right, because there is no possibility to change anything. You don't start tweaking the inks. So it's hassle-free, and it's the secret with a quick setup. Less plates, less tapes also. And then you just rotate it and rotate it year after another. Combine chops, and I call ECG as easy. So it's easy. It's very, when you know something, it's easy. In the beginning, it's difficult. Then this part is management needs to say yes. If management of the company doesn't say yes, it's no-go. Let's not start. After that, when management says yes, we are committed to this. After that comes production. And here I'm trying to show that production has a lot to do. For the management, it's just a commitment and saying that yes, we support this. For the production, it's a lot of work to make everything work. And then sales. Sales team needs to know how to sell it, because I've been seeing that too many times that sales is doing the same thing than 20 years ago, and they are not adopting the new technology. So there is a lot of information in here, and that was fun to make it, so I hope you like it. Then something about, I promised also to do some summary of key performance indicators. What we see here in the gray text, that is with the spot colors. That is with the traditional way. So with expanded gamut, you should have higher than 50% OEE, overall equipment efficiency, which traditionally is 30%, meaning more output with the same amount of people, same resources. Waste is less, because with the startup waste, you don't make hassle, you don't waste time, you don't waste material, and that is cost saving. That is also carbon footprint, sustainability. Ink stock, it's not 7-color system. You still need other colors which cannot be covered by ECG, and therefore I would say that 80 is a good number. If you now have below 500, you are doing good. In some cases, I've seen 1,500, even 2,000 color shades in an ink storage, and that's a lot. Anilox is not too much, but saving there. Chops, you can make much more chops per year annually. You can run meters, and I would say 60 million meters per year per one printing press is a good start. I am committed to make it 100, and that is in 5 days, not in 7 days. I've calculated, and that's fully possible. And let's remember, average length of a chop, 15 kilometers. Sounds interesting, but that's how it is. Because setup time, there is plenty of room here to go down to 15 minutes, 12 minutes, etc. Setup, 50 meters, it can be 30 meters, it can be 20 meters, whatever. But let's have this as a target. And then we will save plates, we will save ink, solvent. There is no wash-ups anymore. So there is no solvent to be distilled. Therefore, there is drastic 80% reduction here. And all this means less VOCs, less carbon footprint, better sustainability. And the good thing, by the way, with the same printing press, with the same team, with the same factory, all that, I would say you should do 30% more, which in case, average case, 5 million euros per one printing press per year will be suddenly 6.2 million euros. So I would say that that's a good start. By the way, I forgot to ask, how many of you have during this year done something with ECG? Hands up. Okay. Then who would like to do something next year in 26 with the ECG? Hands up. Hands up. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr.